Hello and welcome to Arabic language lessons. This is lesson number 15, the duel. الدرس رقم 15 المثنى. And as always we say Assalamu alaikum. Alright, so this lesson might be different for English speakers, people who have English as their native language, because it's something different. It doesn't exist in the English language. With names in English, you have plurals or a singular. Like you can have a singular name or a plural. And in Arabic, yes, you have a singular and a plural. And we've dealt with the singulars, and we've dealt with the unchanged masculine plural and the broken plural, right? We skipped the feminine. Now, in Arabic, there's something called the dual, which doesn't exist in English, al-muthanna, which is between here, like it's between the singular and the plural. And it's a good definition of it. It's a grammatical number in addition to singular and plural, referring to precisely two entities or two objects. Anyhow, here is a few examples in Arabic, like mualliman, meaning two teachers, jamalani, meaning two camels, kitabani, two books, and so forth. I have another definition here too. Al-muthanna, al-muthanna. There's emphasis on the noon here. Anyhow, so in this lesson we're gonna have like a few examples with names, and maybe I'll do a part 2 where you'll deal with actions. Maybe it'll be lesson 17 or 18. Anyhow, as you remember, like this one is similar to the unchanged one because we can just add alif noon at the end or ya noon at the end, and it becomes a dual. Becomes like, in a sense, we're saying like it's two of whatever it is that we're talking about. So yeah, in the form that refers to two, like that's the dual, is the form that refers to two, expressed by adding alif noon at the end or ya noon at the end of the singular form, and make sure the noon is broken, like it has the kasra. Do you see this thing at the bottom of the noon, of the letter noon, the kasra? Remember it? This is very important, and you'll find out at the end of this lesson why it's very important. Anyhow, so a quick example, just so you can understand the definition that I just mentioned. Kelb, dog. Kelb is one dog. So if you say kelbain or kelban, becomes two dogs. See? It's very basic. You just add either a ya noon at the end or an alif noon at the end. And with making sure that the noon is broken, like it has this kasra. I've added, like this is how you pronounce it, this word, kelb, and here is kelban. Anyways, it's very important to remember. This thing is, the whole kasra at the end is very important, because you remember we dealt with the plural, and we had a waw noon added at the end of the unchanged masculine plural, or a ya noon. But notice that this one has a fatha and the other one has a kasra. This is very important. And I have an example at the end of this lesson where you'll see them right next to each other. Anyhow, so we have 3 examples to deal with. Amthila, examples. First one is bahar, and you'll notice that we dealt with it in the lesson before. But now we're gonna deal with it when it comes to the dual. So bahar, sea, bahar, bahrani means two seas when it's in the state of rafa. And rafa, nasb, and jar, we'll deal with that in the future. For now, we just want to know what the dual looks like. What is the dual? I mean, some of you, you've never heard of it, and this is the first time you see it. So we're not going to get into too much details. We're just going to touch on the surface a little bit, just so you have an idea of what the dual is. Anyhow, so this is the form of it, bahrani, fi'lani. Right, this is the form. The other form we have is bahrain. Bahrain. It also means two seas. See, the first one is with alif noon, the second one is with ya noon. And we can see them in the Quran. The first one in Surah Fatir, ayah 12, originator 12, that's the English name. وَمَا يَسْتَوِي الْبَحْرَانِ الْبَحْرَانِ. So we have it here. And we have the other one, الْبَحْرَيْن مَرَجَ الْبَحْرَيْنِ يَلْتَقِيَانِ الْبَحْرَيْنِ 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 بَحْرَيْنِ. And this one we find it in Ar-Rahman 19 or 19. This is the English name. Anyhow, moving on to our second example. Jannah. And this word Jannah, this is in the singular here. Most commonly, you'll hear it referring to paradise or heaven, but it could also mean garden. And a lot of places, like you'll find this in a book where it means garden, especially in the Quran. Like a lot in many places in the Quran, it means garden. Jannah, garden. Anyhow, so again, same with the first example. You have the two forms, fi'lani, fi'layni, two dual forms, right? First one, when it comes to Jannah, is Jannatani, Jannatani, right? The other one is Jannatayni, Jannatayni, all right? And we find them in Ar-Rahman 46 and the cave, Kahf 32. وَلِمَنْ خَافَ مَقَامَ رَبِّهِ جَنَّتَانِ جَنَّتَانِ, right? Two gardens. And the other one here is جَنَّتَيْنِ جَنَّتَيْنِ. All right, great. We have one more example. And you will notice that we worked with this word before, mu'min, and I made sure that I have something that we did with the unchanged masculine plural. And if you remember in the previous lesson, the unchanged masculine plural, we use believer, mu'min, right? And we're going to use it again, just so you can see the contrast between the two forms, the dual and the plural, right? So mu'min is one believer. Mu'minani, mu'minani means two believers. Also mu'minayni, mu'minayni also means two believers. And in the cave 80, we see it. وَأَمَّا الْغُلَامُ فَكَانَ أَبَوَاهُ مُؤْمِنَيْنِ. See, this is very important. Oh, I'm not, I think this one should be on the other one. One second, let me stretch the word. So, yeah, I apologize. The word was crowded, like sticking together, so I stretched it a little bit. So you see the sukoon was is on the ya, and the kasra, the breaking, is on the noon. This is very important. As you'll see here, the reminder example when we dealt with mu'min before, mu'minayn, mu'minina, mu'minina. The other one is mu'minayni, mu'minayni. And the most important part about, or the most important difference between those two, when it comes to writing, is this part here is called fatha, the opening. So we say in Arabic, the noon is open, noon maftuha, an open noon. And it sounds like this, na, right? Remember from lesson 2, na, ni, nu, right? Na, ni, here, right? So mu'minina, mu'minina, mu'minina. Here is mu'minayni, right? Anyhow, you'll get used to it, but for now, just keep your eye on the last noon. And if it's open, it's plural. If it's broken, it's dual. If it's open, it's plural. If it's broken, it's dual. Remember that. It's very important. And until the next lesson, if you have any questions, please let me know in the comment section. If something didn't make sense in the lesson, let me know. And don't forget, there is PDF files you can download from Mediafire, and you'll find it in the description. Like if you go to the description, you'll find a link to the PDF of this file that we just used. Anyhow, thank you for listening to this lesson, and I hope you enjoyed it. And as usual, we're going to say ma'a as-salam.